Lonneke, thanks very much for joining us. You were one of the partners alongside INREV, NAREEB, INCREV, PRIA, RealPAC and the ULI in the launch of this new report on diversity, equity and inclusion. So I suppose, first of all, what led to the associations all coming together for this research? And why did you see this topic particularly as being important?
Yeah, this is quite interesting, and it is a first in itself because it is the first true global partnership. And it kind of started, at our end at least, 2 years ago when we knew that this topic about DE&I becomes much more important among our members. And we wanted to see where are we standing as a market to really take stock of what is the situation factually, not just anecdotally hearing these stories, but where we're standing. So we did a survey among the INREV members 2 years ago, and we hardly get any responses, even though we knew by speaking with the members that this was more and more a topic that they would discuss internally. At the same time, I was being made aware of NAREEB and Ferguson Partners having done such a similar survey in the US for quite some years already, with some great results. So I thought, why don't we see if we can partner with them and make it easy for our members to join something that's already been established and show between Europe and the US. So when we start talking with NAREEB and Ferguson, we pretty quickly realized, let's try to make it global. All the association knew that this is an important topic for their members. And to be able to do this together on a global level, we saw the need in it, and that's why it was so quickly done, and we're able to show the results already within a few months.
Looking at the results side there, Lonneke, what were some of the key takeaways of the research from your perspective?
From a European perspective, first of all, we can't ignore the fact that I was unpleasantly surprised by the lower rate of female senior participation in the industry compared to Asia and the US. On a junior level, not surprising that we're all 50-50, and that's what we see when we look at the young professional events and our young professional program. It is 50-50. But for Europe to lose some of this female participation, when you go to more senior level, more so than the other markets, that was, as I said, an unpleasant surprise to me. At the same time, what was very clear, and we knew this already, but it's one of the challenges that we are faced here in Europe, is the lack of ability for us to collect data because of GDPR. Some of the data facts that they can collect in the US and Asia, we are simply not allowed to do that in Europe. And that is a bit of a problem. If you know that there's something that we need to work on, you need to have data to, if something, we always say, if it doesn't get measured, it doesn't get fixed. And that's a bit of a problem that we're dealing here in Europe as well. For all good reasons, GDPR is there, but it's also limiting us in this sense. Having said that, we also know that there are differences if you talk about the US as a market which are further advanced in this discussion, and hence the results of the survey last year very much tilted to responses from the US because they have this survey there for years already. They are ahead in the discussions. In Europe, we are such a diverse market. You can't really compare what's happening in the Netherlands with Germany, with the Nordics, with the UK or Southern Europe. So that's a challenge that we also faced with.
Looking at some of that, you mentioned there that Europe was behind. How do you think the industry now takes this forward? And I suppose, how much of a challenge is that? Given the starting point you mentioned there, particularly here in Europe.
What is good is that, and we saw that in the interest of participation with the survey, the global one, we've recently launched a European focused one because we did not get the data. So we said we need to have more interview and speaking with the members between INREV and ULI Europe. We did it together where we said, okay, let's go to some of our members in the different markets to find out where they are standing. And then some of these differences between different countries in Europe become much more clear. But what it shows with the global study and this European study is that the focus in Europe is now more getting on the E&I as well. We were a bit slower to start in the US, but it is definitely picking up attention. And it's something that we, in the study, but in discussion with the members at events, it becomes much more important. And I think it's fair to say is that the pandemic have played a role in this, because during the pandemic, it was very clear that there's much more focus on the soft side of things, on the S of the ESG, also within organizations. And one thing that is very clear when we were all working from home, that this work-life balance is a top priority now. And that also comes through in this more European focus. But I'm pretty sure if we repeat this survey again, and we are about to launch this year's survey, so hopefully we get more respondents as well. I'm pretty sure that that's something that we will see coming through in the results.
And so, Lonneke, what's next? I suppose when are you publishing the next survey?
We are about to launch the new survey in a few weeks' time on a global partnership just after the summer, and we hope to release the new version again in December of this year of the global survey. And hopefully we can already see that within Europe, where we know that in the D&I policies are there, but in different areas it comes through as well.
Great. Look forward to seeing that. And thanks for shining a light with you and the other associations on this issue. Thank you, Lonneke.
My pleasure. Thank you.